Hi, I'm the wild card. Okay, so I decided to change my topic, which is not, it's over now. It's now 1,010 days later. May 18th, 2018 was the day that I died and came back to life. And the day that it may have been the day after I lost my marriage or the day before I lost my marriage. I still have yet to figure it out. It was before or after. So maybe you can help me figure it out within the next 4 minutes. And, I've had the last 1,010 days to contemplate and figure out how I got to that moment. So I guess it kind of maybe started possibly from the day that I was born in the Vietnamese village in the Mekong Delta. And we all live in Vietnam now, I think. Probably not so many tourists. Where women have to be really strong. And I really resonated with Renata's story of having to be strong. And I was hoping that I won't get picked because it probably sounds like a similar story. But yeah, my role models were all women that were really, were really, really strong. And you couldn't show your weakness. There was no vulnerability. Like, what is that? I really learnt that word recently in the last couple of years from Brene Brown. And the power of vulnerability and stuff. I'm like listening to Brene Brown thinking, that there's such a thing. Like, okay, you can share your weaknesses. You can show people that, there are days where you can be sad, the days where you don't have to be this superwoman and do everything. And so that was what I was brought up to believe, and that's what I was, in a way, you just don't show any signs of weakness. Everything is okay all the time. And so I guess it got worse as I grew up. So from the beginning to the middle to the end until the moment I died, you'll find out how. Obviously, I didn't really die. I'm still here. It's not a ghost. It got worse because then we immigrated to Australia when I was 4. Got put on a boat just randomly in the middle of the night, easy to pick up then. And so I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to anybody, like my grandparents who actually raised me, because my parents were just way too busy working and being superhumans to support the whole village and stuff, right? That was my influence and my role model. And then I got to Australia and just as a little kid didn't really know how to express myself, like the hurt or the hurt, the rejection, the whatever it was that a little kid feels when you just get plucked out of your comfort zone and your family and all the people that you know to then just be put in this foreign country where you look different, smell different, eat different things, can't speak the language and all that kind of stuff. And so what did I do? I just pretended that it didn't really bother me. I just sat in the playground trying to look busy, trying to look for 4-leaf clovers, sitting underneath the tree, looking busy, Kim with no friends. It's okay, I can find the 4-leaf clover eventually, yay! And then I would have 4-leaf clover as a friend, but it won't bother me. And so that was my kind of like childhood, and the adolescence was similar. And then being a skin specialist now, because, at 17, a boyfriend kind of looked at me with a face full of cystic acne and said, in a moment that we were, about to make out and stuff, maybe my first kiss, he kind of pushed me away and said, hang on, wait, is that contagious? So that kind of just was like a stab in my heart. And then, but, in that moment, I just pretended that it was okay. It's fine, it didn't bother me. Kind of broke up with him a week later when I realized that was just a dickhead thing to say. But it always takes a long time for me to realize that something hurt me because I'm way too busy covering up and pretending that it's all okay. And so I started, dating guys and being with people and stuff. It's always long-term relationships because I guess I always kind of just put myself second, thinking that everything's okay, let's make everything else fine, except being vulnerable and expressing how I actually feel and telling the person how it is. And so I met still actually my husband, we're not yet divorced. And it was like that, you know, anytime I was upset or anything, I just couldn't express myself because there's this thing that I have to be strong, that I couldn't show any signs of weakness, and I couldn't get over it, no matter how much Brene Brown I listened to. And so it came the day where I felt like my marriage was breaking apart because I literally just didn't know how to express myself, didn't really feel like I knew myself, and didn't really feel like I got another person because like I couldn't even feel like, why would someone complain about life? Why would people have to be weak, you know, like can't you just get over it and think positive, right? And so it came to the moment where I nearly became paralyzed 1,000 days ago now. Just all of a sudden, diagnosis, okay, Kim, you're going to be paralyzed from the legs down. If you don't choose to operate, that's it, bye-bye legs. So I chose to operate. And in the surgery, I basically died, and they had to resuscitate me, bring me back to life. So that was a moment where I just literally woke up to life. The day that it was after I realized my marriage is over, or it could be the day before my marriage actually was over. And now 7 months later, my marriage is over, but I definitely reset my life.